J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We're here to talk about BMF episode 7. Man, the season moving fast. And damn, this episode was crazy. I think it was a good episode until the end. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. What's up with Miles Davis, man? I think that little blowtorch scene was a little too much. I really, really hope that I'm wrong and this was a real person and that person did these things, because it just seems a little over the top with me. And if I see Miles Davis come around with a blowtorch, I ain't gonna be like, Henry, is that you? Henry, that you? What are you talking about? Like, you don't know who that is. That ain't the type of person that you don't recognize on sight. You see Henry, you know who the hell that is, okay? So, other than that, I like the episode, but I thought that little blowtorch was a little over the top. I thought that was, I hope I'm wrong, like I say. I hope that person really did all them crazy things, and it was so crazy it just seemed unbelievable. I don't know. Anyway, other than that, it was a good episode. I'm going to break it down. Let me get to a couple of you all's comments before we get up in here. Damian Kenny, first in the building. I appreciate you, my brother. J1s, I appreciate you. Just Win Baby Podcast said, don't delete this, okay? B, what's up, girl? How you doing? Good to see you as always. You said, don't delete your video. I don't delete my videos. I don't, if it's any of my videos been deleted, I didn't do it. I didn't notice. But now you got me looking to check and see what's going on. Just Win, baby. Al Davis. You think I ain't know who said that? Just Win, baby. The Raiders. Bria Little, what's good? How you doing, sis? Rashonda, what's up, girl? Glad to see you. He said, who Miles Davis? I call Henry Miles Davis. So for those that don't know, that's my little nickname. I always give nicknames to characters. And I swear Henry looked like Miles Davis when I first saw Henry. With just Miles Davis with gold teeth. But that skin and them glasses and everything and that hair, I swear. In one of my reviews, I even pulled up the picture of Miles Davis that they reminded me of. But anyway, that's Miles Davis. Miles Davis with a blowtorch. Damian Kenny, what's up? You say Southwest T's attention spread too thin. Nikki is learning by example, and Meech is regrouping, and Charles just dangling in the wind. That's another thing. When Charles came in and I saw Doctor at work delivering, oh, it's competition time. Oh, what you need? What can I get you? Okay, I'm right here comforting too. You good? You doing good, baby? You doing good, baby? Yeah, Lucille, I can help too. I can help too. Hey, what you need? Some hot water? I got that. I got the hot water, baby. I got this. He just stood there. I got a bag of tools. You need your oil change? What you need, baby? I got a socket wrench. These the wrong bag of tools. I guess I ain't need it then. Come here, Terry. Let's talk about cheating. What the? And then he gonna say, that sure is your son. Shots? Oh, you shooting shots at my house? Get your ass out of here. I'm gonna throw you out like George Jefferson in this month. But what? That sure is your son, and I sure is his daddy. I'm about to put that foot up in that patty. The hell? Come here, son. Let's talk about the birds and the bees. I'm not needed here either. Come here, son. Let me talk to you about when a woman's fed up. That's what he went to go sing. When a woman's fed up, he'll have to say a word. One of R. Kelly, he knew that. So anyway, if that was me, it's competition time. All right. Oh, you could deliver a baby. I can make hot water. I can get some towels. I can rub the back. What? What? It's on. It's on. Anyway, you say pull up the Miles Davis picture. Remind me before it's over. When I get to talk about Henry again, I'll find the Miles Davis. I have to look for it. What's up, Ambi, Bambi? How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Appreciate it. Damien, can you say can't doubt a father's love? Blaze has Henry's back, but she has an ego problem. Yes. And you know, it's good you point that out because it seems that Blaze is trying to make it seem as if the father may have the problem because she wasn't born a boy. But it seems that he dealt with that and was trying to make the most of it. But maybe Henry feels differently and has been trying to do things to prove otherwise or what the worth was. And it's probably been going in the opposite of what he felt, you know, he could have did or tried to do. And that's what he explained when he was at that dinner table, like, hey, I raised you to be the smartest, the prettiest, this, that, and the other. And you out here trying to look like Slim Thug. So, you know, that ain't a good look. Stick to the Miles Davis. It works for you. Shout out to Ambi Bambi joining the membership. I appreciate the support, sis. Definitely. Definitely appreciate the, you know, love and support from everybody. Now, this episode, one thing that really made me mad, and I get it, but again, it still made me mad as could be, and that is, oh wow, I never seen this before. It made me stop what I was thinking, but Ambi Bambi gifted 5 memberships. Okay, I never knew about this. This must be something new, or if it's been around, you're the first person that's done it, so I appreciate it. I don't know how that really works, but she gifted 5 memberships, so that's love right there. Appreciate it. Thank you. Operation Turn the Chat Green. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I need more like you out there. I might be somebody one day. But what I was gonna say is that in the beginning of the episode, what made me mad, but I get it, is when Bryant was at his funeral for his son. And I mean, it wasn't hardly anybody there at the funeral, but him and his wife came over there. She looked so familiar. I think I've seen her in something else. But anyway, and then you look over there, which that was kind of messed up that they both had to have funerals on the same time at the same day. But you know, you look over there and see all of them mob deep for some drug dealer. That's how he see it in his mind. And he pushed T into the he pushed T into the damn grave, the bear into the ditch. Oh, I ain't think that was happening. I ain't see that coming. He pushed T into the dirt, and ain't nobody do nothing. I mean, he a cop, and at least at the time they thought so, and he had his partner G in there. But that right there, that was a straight violation if ever I seen one. And I'm surprised we didn't see Terry talk about taking Bryant off the map this episode, because anybody that might have did something like that back in the day that I know of, they probably would have been talking about that type of stuff. So that was good that T kind of kept his head on that one. But we see that also Henry got a big issue and ain't keeping things together. Now, the one thing that was crazy is that Bryant, you know, he messed up. He mad. So the first thing he want to do is go on a rampage and get revenge for his son. And of course, you know, that ain't going to work out right. But what helped with Bryant to do that is that he got fired. So Bryant got fired. which is confusing to me. Again, what the hell do I know, right? But I did not know that you can get fired from the police force and then rehired by the police. I don't know. I thought if you got fired from the police force, that ain't the type of job you can go back and reapply, especially the reasons he got fired. You know, it's not like he quit or resigned. He got fired for a lot of mess. And it ain't been really cleaned up yet. So, I mean, and the reason I say this is because, and I wish they never did this, but they showed in season 2, I believe the first episode, that him and Leslie Jones was still on the case 20 years later and arrestee. So I'm still trying to figure out how he is going to be there to arrestee 20 years later. I don't know. Hopefully that was a mistake in the writing. Terry, what's good? Hey, better late than never. You know, glad you're here. So, Terry, that's who I knew. Real Housewives, Cynthia Bailey. Okay, they got her dressed down. But see, it's in Atlanta probably. Oh, no, they filmed that. It was supposed to be in Detroit. But that's who that is, Cynthia Bailey. I knew that woman looked familiar. I'm so used to her being all glammed up, 50 Cent. And, you know, she was looking a little regular. So, but I'm like, I know that woman. I know that face. That's crazy how the human mind works. I may not remember that name, but I won't forget that face. And I won't forget that. Hey, woo-wee. Anyway. Especially Angel. No. She say, from the looks of it, you don't need to go to the hotel. She played herself too, though. And that's another thing people do. I've come across in my life. People try to give you ultimatums, and if you ain't really prepared, don't be giving no ultimatums and try to see if you can have leverage over somebody, because you can end up playing yourself. And that's exactly what she did. So Brea Little said, that's mad cool, Ambi Bambi, to spread the love in the chat and the support. I appreciate it. That was mad cool, and I really appreciate that as well. Thank you. Damian Kenny says, shout out to the producers featuring ATL Stable Restaurant, Busy Bee Cafe. So that's okay. Shout out to Busy Bee Cafe. I didn't know that was a real restaurant. I thought that was a fake restaurant, just like Terry's restaurant. So to see that it was good, I know that peach cobbler looked good. Hey, I'm on that cobbler. All right, peach cobbler. If somebody can make a real peach cobbler, you might be getting it to my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's the highway to the heart right there. I peeped that peach cobbler. She say, once you taste that, you ain't coming back. You coming back for more. You gonna be a regular. And then Meech flipped it with the metaphor. Once you get my work, you gonna be back for more. And then he put the cobbler down like, yeah, it's just like this cobbler. You could be one more. You could be a regular. Boop, boop, be-doo, boop. Nah, but that was what's up, Busy Bee Cafe. All right. Shout out to Busy Bee. So, yeah, man, there was a lot going on. This episode that I liked. It's messed up that Jen got suspended, but been doing too much with Bryant, protecting him. Her partner's dead. We learned her partner didn't make it. I mean, just too much happened. I'm surprised she didn't get fired as well. So, you know, Cynthia married Playboy Mike Hill for a second. I don't even know about what you're talking about. Anthony Cole say Cynthia has put on some weight. That's probably why you ain't recognized her. Probably. But you know, they always got a lot of makeup and hair done and all that stuff and different stuff. They got a fighting outfit on. It's like a costume. So the amount of stuff they wear and stuff is like a costume. And seeing her like a regular person without the costume, hey, that threw it off too, because I don't think she looked that big as in gained much weight. But I thought she still looked good. Anyway, speaking of who still looked good but gained a little weight, it looked like Lala gained some weight, and she still looked good. Then boys, he was over there on Terry, and he was ready to take that horse to the Old Town Road. Next thing you know, he was trying to hit it from the back. She got hit in the back. He having nightmares about losing that ass, boy. You know it's good. You having nightmares about losing it. You don't want to lose it. No. Whew. That was about to be expired. Nah, but you know, it was still Lala, boy. Ooh, I always have a crush on her since back in the day, MTV. But speaking of what's going down in Atlanta, we see that the Red Dogs and all the heat got cranked up after that big old shootout in Techwood, which I mean that was like World War III in the damn project. So it's good to see that it was some type of repercussions from that, because that would have been unrealistic to have that many bodies drop and people shot, and it would have been nothing to happen from that. So, and the Red Dogs is hitting hard. It made me remember that Goody Mob music back in the day. Them dirty Red Dogs, they out the door and they got everybody on their hands and knees. So Meech was at the funeral for the little shorty that got killed with Remy, and he came and talked to him like, look, man, we need to make this work. Too many funerals. We need to try to, you know, this is a shame. And of course, Remy looked at him. You got that bow. Come down here. So it don't seem that's gonna work. And Meech had another plan: go to the number 2 man and take off Remy that way, which seemed to be a good plan. Now, Meech, as smart as he is doing something so stupid, which is creating problems with the HOA, the homeowners association in his neighborhood. Now, one thing I will say about this show that separates it from a lot of shows is that they do throw in that little tidbits of knowledge and some game. And one of the things they threw in this episode that was knowledge was they was talking about redlining and the housing situation. And it's a reason why certain groups of people have more than others. It ain't because these people can't do nothing or they didn't try. And, you know, the episode really did cover that properly in a short amount of time about the redlining and different things that happen in the homes and homeowners associations and things. So, you know, that was one thing that was, you know, addressed. And Meech, with that nice house, driving the 500 SL, white, cocaine white, and you don't want to cut the grass, man, you could have had a damn dope green Willie cutting the grass over there for $10. So I don't get why he don't want to cut the grass and he causing problems with old girl. I think he creating an unnecessary problem, and them the type people had the feds over there at your house talking about giving all your information. He young, he got all these people in and out, he doing this, he doing that. Meech come back, been and got raided. So I think he'd have been better off giving her some money and telling her to go and have a Coke and a smile and enjoy those men that come by, rather than what he was doing. I don't know. Get more flies with, well, actually, you can get the flies with the poop and sugar. Anyway, we see Terry try to meet Henry man to man. I like how he said that. And Henry ain't trying to have it. Henry wants war, wants beef, even threw the sword at his foot. They showed Terry he wasn't scared. He ain't flinched. Hey, man, I done lost the eye. You think I'm worried about a toe? What? Yeah, I got my steppers on. So one thing that did help is that Terry, when he was there laid up having a little pillow talk, we saw that Lala pretty much told him, hey, Boone said Henry is pretty much controlled by Blaze, her daddy. Go over her head, try to make something work. And that was really good advice. And hey, he took it. It seemed that she does have a little purpose. I mean, she is like a mob wife, so to speak. So that's probably something he need more than LaWanda and all the stuff that she going on. She's a good girl that got with some dude in high school that went off the rails and turned into something else. You know, so I think that, I don't know, LaWanda in a bad situation. Feel bad for her. But anyway, we see one thing about this episode, a lot of things are starting to come together clear. Like Bryant finally told Jen that Henry a woman and told her a little bit about what Henry got going on. But after he got fired, Jen pretty much had to tell everything on Bryant. He over there working with the dope dealers, moonlighting, and you know, so I don't know. I think their relationship is over. I don't know. I doubt Bryant gonna get to hit that again. So that's over. And I don't know. We'll see what's up with Terry and not Markeisha. There's so many damn names up in here. Baby mama, LaWanda. We'll see if she let him back. She always do. But she was mad. And it ain't even his fault because turned his phone off. LaWanda didn't even know. He got too much going on. Brea Little, Lala do look good, but Markeisha trifling. Yeah, she is. I thought we were going to go somewhere nicer. I know, right? Girl, please. And then playing with Terry's phone and pager right after he mentioned his baby mom's about to pop. You right. Shake my head. Brad, you 1,000% right on all of that. I agree. And that's the thing, man. And this is a real situation right here. Sometimes women, you don't know what you want until you don't have it no more, and then you want it back. Terry was done with LaWanda, was trying to go all in with her, put her in the crib, and then she pushed him away. So because he moved on with his life, now she realized, oh, wait a minute, I messed up. He back with her. He might end up staying with her and be done with me. Now what I'm going to do? Oh, you know what? I'm going to start putting this thing on him and try to turn the phone off and do this and that. Why are you doing that? Why you just didn't stay with him when you see that's the type of stuff that will make me not like her? Because I came at you the first time and you played around with this bull and now you turning my phone on and doing all that. Like, wait a minute. So that's the thing, man. I think as people, we don't take enough time to make important decisions. We don't think about it enough. And we should really think about these important decisions, because if you take too long or you waste time or you playing around and you know what you want, well, the other person, they may move on and you may miss out on that opportunity. And then what you can't try to sabotage and do other things because you made those mistakes. And I think that's what she's doing. And that right there made me not like Markeisha. For the first time, actually, I know a lot of people ain't like Markeisha, this, that, and the other. I don't hate on the other woman, just like somebody or the other man. Because I always look at it as they're not the ones that said they was going to be with the person and be in a relationship. They don't have the obligations. Markeisha can't do nothing if Terry didn't allow it. Somebody was telling me about this person that was in a relationship with somebody and was messing around with somebody else, and that person would pop up at this house or that house. Well, they couldn't pop up at those places to see that dude if he wasn't giving them the address. So I would put it back on him more so than her. Now, if he wasn't giving her the address, she had blood on or something, sniffing where he at, That's different. So anyway, Markeisha, she lost some points in my book with that. So anyway, we see that Damian Kitty, you say that HOA lady worse than Lamar. And that's funny because me coming from Chicago, I was not aware or too familiar with HOAs. I knew it existed. I didn't know too much about it. Never lived in an HOA. You buy a house and you in the city block or something. You may be in an apartment complex, but I never thought of like those homes in an HOA. But after leaving and moving around, I've lived in a few HOAs and dealt with that. And HOA can be something else, man. I'm telling you, it can be something else. So, yeah, I would prefer to just live on a city block and not an HOA. Although it does have benefits. It does have benefits. So, I'm going to get into the real estate HOA definitions, but it can be frustrating for sure, which is why I actually moved last month because of HOA frustrations. So that's the reason I moved, not because of rent or price or nothing else. It's because of HOA frustration. So, hey, believe me, I know I could start going on and on. Let me get back to the show. So we saw that what else? She told him that he was being secretive. I mean, I don't know. What's up with that? That's one thing I thought. What he supposed to be telling her all his business? I don't like that. I didn't like that she was saying that. But anyway, we'll see where she going with that. I don't think she's gonna set him up. So I think it's cool, but I just don't think he should give all that. But anyway, what do you all think about Bryant when he went on his little suicide mission to kill Henry? He went in there. This is the thing about TV shows and movies that just, I wish they didn't do that so much, is that they always have scenes or things where somebody gets punched once or hit once, and then that's it. They can just keep going. They don't get back up. They don't try to fight you again. They don't shoot you. They just get hit once and they out for the count. I get hit once and I gotta hold my nose. Now I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna do nothing. This nose, this is the problem. The nose. I don't want no beef. No beef. Like, come on, man. Bryant walk in, hit dude in the nose with the gun. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that hurt, but I only got up and started shooting his ass. He come in, hit a couple dudes, one hit a quitters, come in with the sawed off snot gun, and next thing you know, he got hemmed up in 211. He had blades and everybody with a gun to his head. He like, I can't let you take care of my daughter. My son is dead because I'm about to lick this prop. Nah, but I feel bad for Brian in the sense that his son dead, but that was a bad plan. He was just gonna go suicide mission. If that's the case, he should have just blasted her then. She said, "Come on, Daddy, I want some roast pig." Henry, that character is just funny to me. I don't know. Every time that character come on the screen, it's just a lot to take in for me. Straight up. Hey, them one-hit quitters is BS, man. You know what else is BS that I hate seeing in movies, and they put it in too many damn movies? Why they got these movies where women are like doing karate or beating up men, but they always show this one move that I think, why don't they just get up? And it's the move of when a woman is doing some type of karate or something, and then she like put her legs around the neck and then like swing the man around, and then the man flip over and land on the floor, and then when they do their legs around the neck, and then they land on the feet, and then they be like, ah. Then the guy flip over. All you did was put your legs around the neck and flip them over, and he down for the count. They do that so much. Like, why he ain't getting up? First of all, it's so hard to flip a person over like that. But anyway, they love putting that damn move in movies and stuff. I don't know why. It looks cool, but that just anyway. They should have got up. We see, speaking of getting up, the Red Dogs are not playing. They coming hard. They beat the hell out of Meech boy Duffy. Meech and Duffy, they riding back to back. The Red Dogs pull him over, take him out of his Cadillac, and they beat him down. Meech and his girl, they in the car watching. Then the Red Dogs let the damn dog loose on his ass. He had to pull a J-turn real quick to get up out of there. But that 500 SL cocaine weight, he making me want to get one of those right now. That car still look good to me. I don't know. But anyway, that car was so noticeable back then, especially that he asking for heat. He asking to be noticed. But he was able to get the hell out of there, and he ain't know what happened. They had this boy Duffy missing for a minute. When he came back, boy, he was looking swole like he was fighting Tommy Hearns. Hitman Hearns in this piece, boy. He was straight looking beat to the throat. The Red Dogs held him down. They was trying to get info. Turn out that everybody, they trying to put a murder on Meech now. So look like Meech gonna have to lay low for a while, you know. And speaking of laying low, we saw Charles. He was trying to get low with Lucy. She was in there cooking. He like, ooh, girl, ooh. Looking good, smelling good. Later we saw she was getting ready to go out. He's like, ooh, you looking good. Where you going? We both grown, ain't no lie. I'm going out with the doctor. It's kind of good that he didn't play that. Well, I'm going to find me somewhere to go out too. I'm glad he didn't say that because I'm pretty sure that was very tempting to say. I know it came to my mind, but that would have just drove the wedge deeper. So it was good that he was like, well, that's all right. I'll be here. You chose the right choice when you made the choice you chose. So the one thing though that was kind of sad, but was a good moment, was when Lucy tried to give Nicole those birth control pills. She like, you need them more than me. Hold on now, you starting to smell yourself. Smell like fish. Take the pills, you little fish fillet with your little smart ass mouth eye. Getting all mannish eyes, yoke you up, girl. You talk about some, you need this more than me. I just don't want you to get stuck and ruin your life like I did with you. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't ruin my life with you. It was already ruined by the time you came, thanks to Meech and Terry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that either. I mean, I never had a life. Girl, I work at Wendy's, okay? But, you know, she needed to get yoked up. She was smelling herself. That's a couple things that made me upset with my son, and he started smelling himself. This thing with these kids today, need to get yoked up. Bambi said she had to get snatched up one time like that as a teen. And hey, sometimes you got to get snatched back into reality. Walking with full armor, you say move of the year, and that move can't work in real life. Tell me about it. I mean, they love doing that damn move, and that move, karate move, or hit them in the head, and none of that stuff really works. So, you know. Jocelyn, original gangster, who Blaze, Braxton, OG, original gangster. He was in that movie when he was young. Terry, Meech, Lucille, and LaWanda told Terry that Markeisha called CPS. As Lucille said, Terry too far up her behind. which that is not a bad place to be. Okay, up that is not a bad location. That's all I'm saying. Real estate, location. But yeah, I guess you got a great point. I would really hate her too if I'm thinking that she the one that called CPS. And they have not shown us on the screen, at least, that Terry made her feel comfortable in believing that otherwise. So, yeah, that's a good one. Brea Little, you say T got tunnel vision with Markeisha. I'm wondering if he's going to realize what she did with his phone this episode. The next episode. Yeah, see, that's the thing. If he realized that, he ain't going to leave her or break up with her, but it would be some words and argument. And she probably would say something like, well, I wanted to spend some time with you. You took me to this cheap-ass restaurant. Cheap-ass restaurant? This is my restaurant. This is my grandmama cornbread. You want my cornbread? You don't want my grandmama cornbread. So, you know, they be sometimes, you know, thinking too much about themselves, which, you know, Dr. Feelgood, he took Lucy to a nice restaurant. Had them singing and everything. Had that big old piece of salmon. It food looks so good. Look better than me. Chocolate mousse. Come on, let's dance, baby. Yeah, you ain't had no hot chocolate in a long time, since prom night. Ready to break off a piece of this Kit Kat bar, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, hold on, I got my beeper. Back in the day, only doctors had beepers. Hold on, I'm on call, baby. Nikki think it's smart though. But you know, that right there, boy, I don't know. Think Lucy was gonna get took down tonight if it wasn't for that emergency call? I don't know. And also, I don't think Lucille should be going out with him because she been back sleeping with Charles. They've been trying to make it work. Why she gonna go and do that? What? Which one is it? You be talking about you trying to work on your marriage with the Lord. Then why you going out with this dude? It's like she split. She want to still be with Charles and she still love him, but she want to try this new thing. She tired of being broke, and she tired of probably feeling like a little Wendy's worker or whatever. And she thinking that the grass is greener. And I'm sure the doctor will be working long nights and all the stuff he's spending time trying to do for her now, he may not be able to do it once he got her. You know, he might be going out doing all this stuff just to get her. So you never know. And she might end up being stuck in a different way. Maybe not with more kids, but be stuck alone and he working and busy all the time. So who knows? We'll see what happens with that one. But you know, I think she should leave it alone. About to go ahead and get to the Moorescore. Anything y'all liked about this episode? A lot happened this episode. We saw Terry go and talk to Blaze. Went over Henry's head to try to make peace. And he said, you know, when he went to talk to Henry, the reason I didn't tell him yes was out of respect for you. Now make it work. So we'll see. I guess maybe not, because she tried to barbecue his boy, then took his Pistons jacket. Them starter jackets was hot back then. What's messed up is we probably see her wearing that Pistons jacket in the next episode, and Terry's gonna be like, oh no, it's on. So, you know. What's up with Angel and Meech? Angel, I think Meech should have took her with him, though, to be honest. That's the type of girl that you don't leave by yourself, because she's going to go and hop on the next dude. I mean, I'm surprised he needed her to say that. She wasn't going to sit tight. Look what she does. She not used to being that type of girl. Meech tried to make a hoe into a housewife. Well, you better stay in the house with her. Because if you got a hoe and you turn her into a housewife, she's going to be hoeing in the house if you gone. So you better stay there. And she knows way too much about what he doing, where he live, where he going. She's just too much of a liability for him to toss away like that, though. And he said, you played yourself. You need to find a new place to stay. Get up out of here. Well, she could leave and go to the MKs or anybody and tell them everything about his crew, who they are, where they going, everything. It's just too much. I'm not saying he should take her out, but I am saying that he should have probably, it been a better breakup at least. You don't want a woman scorned. That's the worst. She been told everything and put her own self in jail just to get him back. So, we'll see how that play out. And all the stuff he got going on with the HOA lady, burning the rules and creating that beef with her, and now he about to leave. He come home, his damn house will be boarded up. So, he better be cool. They put a lien on it. Let's see. All right. Let me get to some of these comments. Terry say, I'm with Raw Dog. I feel good all of a sudden show up out of nowhere. I know, right? Who Raw Dog? Chuck. Bria, you say, from what Lucille broke down to Nicole, Raw Dog is how Charles locked her down in the first place. I got you. That is true. Maybe. That's a good point. Maybe she wouldn't have been with Charles if she wouldn't have got pregnant at such a young age with Meech, then Terry and everybody. Maybe if she'd have just had a little fun and didn't get pregnant, she probably wouldn't have chose Charles and probably would have chose Dr. Feelgood. That's a good point. Who knows if that would have been the best choice for her, but that is a good point that, hey, she probably would like her to have her choices to be her own and not be put in situations that you have to make a choice. And I get that. What's up, Remy Rains? How you doing, sis? All right, let's see. Jocelyn, what's up? You say, Jay, I went back to look, but I can't find the episode. But did Lamar finally die of that overdose? No. You talking about Lamar on no, he's still alive. They just had him as a junkie and left him to roam the streets of Detroit. But Lamar is still alive. And the real life Lamar is still alive and actually did an interview on Vlad TV. So, Damian Kinney, I said it before about Angel. Meech was new to her. She afraid to be alone or abandoned. That's facts, man. And that's what them type of girls, they probably got daddy issues and all kind of stuff. And, she ain't there for Meech like that. She don't know how. And she was learning, but him leaving her, I'm pretty sure that's going to make her probably figure out something else. So we'll see. Raw Dog Charles, Raw Diggity. I figured, yeah, Raw Dog Charles. Yeah, damn. Terry, you say Terry had Marquisha, eldest son, dealing. He was arrested along with them and received 5 years. He got out early. She spoke briefly of it. See, damn. But see, this is another thing. I don't think of it that way, as in Terry had her eldest son dealing. Her eldest son wanted to deal, and he put him on. That's how it go. He don't be like, your son works for me now. Your son work for me now. I'm putting him on the corner. He moving my weight. No, he wants to go to school. No school. He work for me. No, he see the money they make, being flashy, quick money. He could probably want to get put on. Normally, that's how it happens. Normally, I never seen, except for in movies, where a drug organization makes people work for them. Normally people be wanting to work for them and they be trying to tell them no, or this ain't for you sometimes, but it's normally the other way around normally. So, but I get it. And if that's the oldest son, hell, he should have known better. But then again, they grow up in a life that's not normal. You grow up with people with all this type of money, fast money, and things happening and people kissing your butt. You're not really grounded in reality. Sort of similar to like Diddy's kids in a way. They didn't really grow up normal. And so I'm not going to say that they're not, responsible for their actions, because everybody is, but it's harder to understand what you're doing, I guess, sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. So let me go ahead and break down my rating for this episode and tell you what I think about this episode other than Miles Davis. Now, another thing Markeisha was messed up for when she turned his phone off and they call him at the restaurant talking about some emergency. She's talking about, well, what about my ride? You mad about a ride? So you want me, it's an emergency, but I got to stop and give you a ride? Anyway, the Moorescore, for those that's new, is my little rating system I use to be impartial. 4 categories, 25 points max, and it's a score 1 to 10. Just drop that 0. Let's see. Visual cinematography. They make the show to look older, of course, on purpose. But I like the way it looks. I like the scenes and things. I like a couple of the scenes they had with Meech in the car and different things to stand out. The baby scene and different things. Overall, I'm going to give it out of a 25. I give it a 21. Storyline and plot. I like this storyline for this episode, although the Miles Davis moments messed it up to me. That flamethrower, I didn't think that was needed. They could have just had Miles Davis come up and shoot him and walk away, and that would have been perfect. That was too much, in my opinion. Literally overkill. So I'm actually going to deduct a couple points because of that flamethrower, in my opinion. But I'm going to give this episode a 21 for the storyline. Could have been maybe a 23. But Miles Davis, come on. Special effect, makeup, costumes. They had the flamethrower and showed the guy get burned alive. So they did have some special effects. Makeup and costume. Miles Davis costume is always something else. So I'm going to give it a 22. I'll give it a 22 for the special effects and costumes and stuff. And entertainment, fun factor, I would give it a 21. It was a good episode. I was entertained. It wasn't the best. It definitely wasn't the worst. And I think, without the Miles Davis moments, it could have been even better. But overall, it comes out to an 85 with the Moorescore, 85. And I would give it an 8.5. 85, 8.5. That's about right on this episode. At 8.5, I would say. Yeah, they did show a couple bullet wounds in her back, digital bullet wounds or whatever in her back when she got shot. That was cool. I did like, and I mean, it's not technically a special effect, but it is. I like when he pushed Terry into that ditch. I was like, oh, that right there made me so mad. You pushed me in the ditch. Oh, you pushed me in the damn burial plot in front of everybody. Oh, man, that right there would have made me so mad. And he hurt himself. Now, I say that's a special effect because, of course, he ain't going to push him in there. He's an actor. So They probably pushed him on the pad, then they got up and climbed down in there and then acted like he was hurt. Anyway, it was good. That whole thing with Miles Davis. Man, why you ain't shooting Miles Davis? Why you ain't running? Why you sitting there with this gas can? Come on, man. So other than that, I think that messed it up. I think that was too cinematic, too cliche. If we was watching The Expendables and that character did that, I'd be like, The Expendables, what do you expect? These 70-year-old men ain't gonna kick no ass. So, hey, it's all fake anyway. But this is supposed to be grounded in reality, so I don't know. If Miles Davis did burn somebody, I thought it was like that, maybe a Molotov cocktail or something. But I don't know. It is what it is. TV, right? It's supposed to get your mind off your problems. And, that's why I watch it. I don't know about everybody else. Be entertained. Stop thinking about the problems of the day. You know? So if you can watch this stuff and get an hour or two without thinking about the problems of the day and the stresses of the day, it worked. So when I saw that, I definitely didn't think about my problems. I was laughing at that one. So, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I can't believe that this is the 7th episode already. I put what, episode 6? What episode is this? 6 or 7? It's moving so fast. I think I put the wrong episode on here, didn't I? It's not episode 6. What episode is this? Let's see. Jocelyn, you say Markeisha would double cross Terry because she's jealous because he's still with baby mama and help her husband against Terry. It seems that way. It seems that way. Oh, here go the next episode. Previews just came on and I missed it. The doctor sending damn flowers to Lucille doorstep. What else is going on? Somebody got hit with a bat. Episode 6. All right, I'm tweaking, y'all. It's the first reaction. It's 2:00 in the morning where I'm at. So yeah, we got 4 episodes left, man. This is moving so fast. So anyway, we'll see what happens with the next 4 episodes. They're going to show Meech going to St. Louis, which this did happen. I think that what made BMF so successful, looking at this show, because I've looked at documentaries and stuff, but looking at this show, is that Meech wasn't afraid to talk to new hood ninjas. And where I'm from, I won't say that you would be afraid to talk, but I would say more cautious. And he went to places where he knew nobody or only one person. And in this game, you could have got robbed. He could have got jacked for his car, and it could have been that simple. People think that low. You know, he could have got killed for his chain with all he doing, you know. So when you out there like that, when you got that car chain, you a target, you know, normally they get stuck. They get stuck in whatever circle they in and don't grow and expand and do all of that because it's dangerous. You could get robbed. You could get killed. You can get arrested. More people know your business. You can snitch on you. It's just a risk increase with all these other moves. And it seemed that a lot of this was based out of necessity, stuff going wrong, or he got heat on him, so he needed to leave. But it ended up being the catalyst of his growth. It ended up being the reason why he was able to do this, because had he stayed in Detroit and never went to Atlanta, well, he could have never grew and met the dudes in St. Louis and then, expand and all those things. So by being able to move around and not have that fear, and also being able to network and talk with people and figure out what it is they want, then that's a gift. I had a lot of similarities being younger as far as not being afraid to talk with people. I wasn't talking with killers and making drug deals, so I guess I shouldn't have been afraid, right? But I've always had that ability to be able to talk and not be so shy or whatever the case. So I can kind of relate in that aspect. But like I say, I wasn't bringing killers and drug dealers together, and I wasn't living that life, so I wasn't doing nothing similar to him. But it is interesting to see, some of the things you could do if you're able to bring people together. So we'll see how it happens and how it all plays out. I'm interested to see. I mean, when they did that Blowing Money Fast documentary, kind of almost made it where there's no need to watch the show, but the show is more of the daily life and the daily struggle, and that was just like a big outline overview. But it is still interesting to watch the show and see how it all played out. Shout out to Terry. It's just 11 p.m. in Cali. Terry, you lucky. It's not even 12 o'clock, so that means you ain't even seen the episode yet, huh? I have to show y'all something right quick. I've been working on something. I'm gonna be doing a review. It's a long-term review I've been working on, but many people seen those little belts that you can wear to give you abs and stuff. We'll see if it works. If the summertime come and I got a six-pack, I'm gonna be recommending. Hey, I might start selling these. Hey, that if it works that good, I believe in the product. I will be selling these. So I'll let you know. But the reason I brought it up is because I can feel as if I've been doing sit-ups and crunches and stuff. So it feels as if I have been doing it. So hey, we'll see how it works. I'll let y'all know. Let's say. Let me get to some of these comments before I get up out of here. Remy Rains, my girl, she say, and you out in San Fran, huh? You say, remember the 5th episodes is always fire. That is true. They always try to keep you stuck and going, right? Back in the 90s, when Meech was making growth moves like that, there was definitely more street ethics. Those days are long gone. That is true also. Bray a little. Good comment. And that was in the time I was coming up in the 90s and stuff, although they're a few years older than me. But it was still OGs, young people, because I was the young people. We would still listen if they tried to tell you something or check you or something. And, you still had some respect for people and things. And I don't think that's the same no more, unfortunately. They'd be like, you old, shut up. What you know? Jocelyn, what's up? You say, I love chocolate men. But Charles definitely looked like he's better in the bed than Dr. Feelgood. I'm Team Charles on BMF, not Miss Nettie. Charles, though. I know that's right. Hey, I know what it is. You saw Charles when he was lifting weights. Yeah, baby. You saw Charles when he was coming out that shower. Water glistening all over his boy. He like, I got my thermometer ready for you, Lucille. Forget the doctor. You know what? I know how to stick that thermometer. But the sun don't shine. I got to take your temperature, baby, like babies. Bend over. Let me go ahead and implant this thermometer. Make sure you feeling good. That's funny. Oh yeah. Bryant, you say if that works, Jay, let us know. I got a jacked up lower back and core strength is key to keeping up. So for those that know, my back was broken, so I got a definitely jacked up back. And I actually have been not only using this on the front, which is what they want you to do because for abs, but I put it on backwards and I put it on my back. Oh my goodness. This makes my back feel so good. It really does. And my back is getting stronger. And, you know, I'm going to let y'all know so far it's only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So, but I can feel the difference sitting here, just sitting here, talking. I feel like I feel my stomach is like the muscles is tight, which is good because also for those that know with my injury, I normally don't feel anything right there. So now I'm actually getting feeling back. It feels, I can feel that. I'm like, whoa, I should have been using this a long time ago. It's almost making me feel bad that I didn't use this sooner. But I did try something similar sooner, but it wasn't as good, which made me kind of stay away from this stuff, those tens units. But this right here, it ain't bad. It wasn't expensive either. So I will be doing a review. I got a whole bunch of things that I'm working on. I said in the last video, product reviews, movie reviews, Netflix reviews, Amazon reviews. I got different little podcast ideas I'm working on. So that's the one good thing about moving is now I got space to do and try to put stuff together that I want to put together. So I'm still trying to unpack and things. That's the problem, but I'm almost done. We'll be there. We'll be there. So I appreciate everybody for sticking with me. All the love and support. Big shout out to Ambi Bambi. Not only being a member, new member, but then gifting 5 memberships. I ain't never seen that before. Didn't even know you could do that. So I appreciate the love and support, definitely. And, you know, everybody, man, thanks for all the love and support. And I'll see y'all on the next one. And we will talk more about this. Hey, for it, y'all have a good one. Abby, hey, thank you for your support as well as everybody else. And, you know, yeah, for those that don't know, Big Meech is going to be getting out. Well, Big Meech is the daddy. Yeah, Big Meech the daddy. He get out of prison this year. Next year. It's next year. Yep, Meech get out of prison next year, and then we'll see him on TV, interviews. Vlad TV probably give him $1 million to come do. So anyway, y'all have a good evening. I appreciate everybody for coming through and watching. I made sure I got some rest and made sure all my computers and everything was working. I didn't want to have no problems. So I had a few missteps and hiccups with the last few first reactions. So y'all have a good evening. Take care. And y'all have a good just y'all funny. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. Deuces.